All right, Shalom. Shalom. All praise, the glory, and honor goes to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. It's Brother Zaiwan with another GMS News and Prophecy report or lesson. And I have an article from Newsweek.com. And its headline, Supermoon and Total Lunar Eclipse, Blood Moon to coincide in rare celestial event. Now this is dated, today's date, December 1st, 2018, the year of prophecy. And I say this, that we have seen a number of lunar eclipses, supermoons, and blood moons over the last 3 or 4 years. And the last one that we had was last January, okay? And here it is, another report of another one. Here it is, the first day coming into December, the last month of this year. And we already have a report of another supermoon, lunar eclipse, and blood moon to happen, all right? And this is all prophecy, okay? These are all prophecies of Yahweh Yahushai, showing themselves as signs in the heavens, man. Okay, and these are things that we here at Great Millstone, starting with the apostles, all right, we've been prophesying of these things for years. Okay, and they're coming at more of a often, okay, occurrence. All right. You have a lot of these eclipses happening more and more frequently. All right, that's the word I want to use, frequently. Okay. Yahweh Shah spoke about these signs. Okay. Ezra spoke about these signs. These are things that are going to usher in as signals of the end of this man's society, so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom, in the scriptures, and this also marking the return of Yahweh Shah himself. Okay. So actually, let me go ahead and let me start off with the prophecy. This is Joel, the 2nd chapter, and verse 30. It says, and let me start at 28. It says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Okay. All right. It says, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Like I said, us Israelites here at Great Millstone, we've been prophesying of these things for years, man, because the Lord has put a spirit upon us to do these things. It says, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And a lot of brothers, men and their wives and their women have been having visions, man. Okay. I myself have had dreams. Okay. But it's happened a lot more frequently because the Lord is pouring the spirit out. Okay. It says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids, like I said, brothers and their women, it says, in those days will I pour out my spirit. Verse 30 is the point. And I will show wonders, okay, in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. So the fact that we're having frequent UFO sightings or chariot sightings all over the world, all over America, all right, we're having chariot sightings, everywhere, man. Okay, and these different eclipses and blood moons. All right, these are the signs in the heavens that the Lord was speaking about. It says in the earth, blood and fire. We got riots, protests, people killing each other. Look at what's going on in Venezuela, Brazil. Okay, those protests that's going on over there in Paris, man. All right, fire. That major fire out there in California, okay? They're always having these major wildfires every year, and it extends now from the springtime on into the wintertime, okay? It says, in pillars of smoke, major volcanic eruptions, man, okay? Major volcanic eruptions have been happening everywhere, all right? Well, verse 31, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. That's these blood moons, okay? It says there. It says before the great and the terrible day of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai come. So before the day comes, we're going to see these signs in the heavens. All right. So I'm gonna get into the article. All right. And I'm gonna read this. It says a supermoon is set to coincide with a total lunar eclipse in January. So this coming January. All right, which is a month away now. Okay. We're going to have another supermoon, blood moon eclipse, the same thing that we had last year, okay? Last January, 2018, all right? It says this is the only total lunar eclipse, also known as a blood moon, of 2019. The last one was on July 27th of this year, and there won't be another until 2021. And Lord willing, we're in the kingdom by then, all right? But this is the only blood moon lunar eclipse to happen in 2019. Last year we had, or this year up until now, we've had a numerous amount of signs in the heavens. Okay, two blood moons this year, but it's only going to be one next year. All right, because the Lord is showing us something, man. He's speaking. Yahweh Shai is speaking through the Spirit, through His prophets, man. Okay, and speaking to His prophets through the angels and through these signs, man. Okay. All right. It says a total lunar eclipses are when the earth is directly between the sun and the moon. This means the moon is lying in the shadow of earth. During a total lunar eclipse, the moon usually turns a deep dark red because it is illuminated by light that has passed through the earth's atmosphere and has been bent back towards the moon by refraction. Well, actually, the moon itself has its own light. Okay, and the angels use the moon as an instrument to perform the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says the UK's Royal Museum's Greenwich. This is that. Hey, I'm gonna get the scripture on that because this man is a through his science he's being a devil. Okay, he's deceiving you about the way the heavens and the objects in the heavens work. Okay. It says dust in the atmosphere blocks out the higher frequency blue light waves, but the longer wavelength of red light comes through. Okay. And however that happens, it's the angels actually using the sun and the moon as mainly the moon as a tool. All right, and I'm gonna get that in Apocrypha. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 43rd chapter, starting at verse 6. It says he made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Okay, so the moon declares what times we're in. That's how we know we're in the time of the end. Okay, because I read the prophecy on how there's going to be signs in the heavens, man, and the moon shall be turned into blood. All right. It says he made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light. Okay, that decreaseth in her perfection. So the moon is its own light. The so-called white man did not go to the moon. Okay, he did not land on the moon. The moon was not made of cheese. There's no man on the moon. No, the moon is a light. All right, okay. All right, that was all a political move by the United States in the 60s over the Soviet Union at the time. But we didn't go, well, I say we, this white man did not go, he did not send his NASA astronauts to the moon. That's a lie, because the moon is his own light. That light will burn him up, okay? Verse 8, it says the month is called after her name. This is where you get month from. Month goes back to moon, because it's through the cycle of the moon you understand the times of the days and the weeks, okay? And the length of days is determined by the sun, okay? It says increasing wonderfully in her changing, okay? Because the word, and also the word weeks mean changing, because every week the moon is a different at a different phase in its cycle. You know, the new moon, which is a dark moon, the full moon, which is fully illuminated, and then at the end of the month it goes back to a totally dark moon, okay? Over a course of 4 weeks or 28 and a half days, All right, on 29 and a half days. Okay, it says being an instrument of the armies above. The armies are the angels. Okay, and the moon is an instrument of the angels for the Lord to use to give us signs on the earth. Shining in the firmament of heaven, the beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches. So the moon is a sign, okay, and it has its own light, and the moon turns blood red, and that's because of the prophecies, okay. So it says January's total lunar eclipse is special as it will also be a supermoon, a phenomenon where a full moon coincides with its closest approach to Earth, known as the perigee. This makes the moon appear bigger than normal. All right, and I myself, I've seen an innumerable amount of supermoons. I know brothers have, they're always telling, I let the camp know, when at certain times the moon looks a little bigger or a little bit more gold or, glowing, more light, okay? Because, we watch for these things. It says these two events mean stargazers in January would see a super blood moon. There was another super blood moon in January 2018. And I did a video similar to this one on that. Okay, just, reporting through the spirit of what's going to come, all right, because this is prophecy. All right. It says in an interview with Time in July, NASA planetary scientist Rick Elphick said it was unusual to have a total solar eclipse and supermoon fall so closely together. It's usually years between lunar eclipses that have supermoons in them, he told the magazine. We just happen to be in a seasonal cycle where last year there was one and then this year there was one, and I don't think there will be another supermoon eclipse for a while. See these, and this is because it's the will of the Yahweh Shemiah Shah, the Lord. He's the one that's bringing these signs. Okay, and these scientists, these Edomite scientists, they can't figure it out. Okay, but what did the scriptures say about the moon? Okay, Ecclesiasticus 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her season. So this is a season for the moon to show these different supermoons and blood moons and eclipses, man. Okay, these major lunar eclipses are happening close because we're getting close to the end. All right. It says he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. And what time is it? The end of the so-called white man's rulership. All right. Which are the biblical Edomites. All right. The descendants of Esau. It's time for the white race to go into captivity and slavery and their society to be destroyed. Okay. And the sign of the world. All right. This is the times we're in, man. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna read to the end of this. It says, according to timeanddate.com, the total lunar eclipse will be visible from North and South America. All right, Babylon the Great, the United States and the islands there. All right, and western parts of Europe and Africa, major places where brothers are, because a lot of the brothers in these camps in Great Millstone are in Western Europe. Okay, even though over there in the UK. Okay, it says Elphick said the best way to see the eclipse is through binoculars. Telescopes can be useful but overpowering. If you're using a telescope, you get a close-up view of the moon, but it's really a much more dramatic thing to see against the night sky with binoculars. That's your best bet. Hey, well, I might get me a pair of binoculars, man. Some good ones. You want to get some good ones, man. And you never know, you might actually catch a chariot. A lot of times, especially recently, NASA has been, doing these live streams, looking at the sun and the moon, and they've been catching chariots, the angels of the Lord, so-called UFOs, flying by the screen, So, hey, brothers, Yahweh Shah said, look up for your redemption draweth nigh. So you can look at these things if you can. It says January's full moon is also known as the full wolf moon, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. This name is given by Native American and early colonials as wolves would howl outside villages at night from hunger. January would be the first of 3 supermoons. The next 2 would take place on February 19th and March 21st, with February's being the largest and closest of the trio. All right, so we're in the time, man, of the end. All right, signs in the heavens. Okay, super moon, blood moon eclipse, a lunar eclipse coming, January 2018. With that, give our praise, the glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, by Hashem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.